all the thoughts are connected to the identities we have. All the thoughts are connected to whatever we have identified ourselves with. You cannot have a thought which is totally free from any existing identity in you. You cannot have a cycle of thoughts which has no connection with a deeper identity in you. All the thoughts that repeat in our mind have relation with the identities in our mind. When you want to drop the thoughts, what do? You directly start dropping the thoughts. You start trying to not think about those things. But you will find that those thoughts are not stopping. The cycle is on and on. You can try how much ever, but you cannot stop the thoughts. Because to stop the cycles of thoughts, you have to go deeper into yourself and identify the identity with which the cycle of thoughts are connected to. All the thoughts are connected to an identity in us. Without dropping the identity, you cannot drop that bundle of thoughts. Without disconnecting yourself from the identity in you, you cannot drop all the thoughts that are connected to that identity. It is the identity in you which holds the thoughts in you. It is the identities in you which give home to all the thoughts. And in those homes, thoughts enter and exit. They come and go. They become the visitors. You want to stop the visitors, but you are not aware that there is a house which they are visiting. Until and unless you don't destroy the house of identities, you can never drop the thoughts which are visiting those houses of identities. You want to drop the thoughts but maintain the identity. It doesn't work. You will have to drop the identities in you. And that will lead to natural dropping of thoughts. By dropping one identity, you can drop 1,000 thoughts. You don't have to try to drop one thought, and then the another thought, and then the third, and then the fourth, and then the fifth, and like this thousands. You don't need to try dropping each thought separately. Identify the root of the thoughts, from where the thoughts come to your mind. And you will find that there is an identity in you. If you drop that one identity, you have dropped all the 1,000 thoughts, just like that. Trying to drop your thoughts is a sheer waste of time. It is the identity in you which produces thoughts. It is the tree, the root which is producing the branches. You want to go on cutting the branches. You want to go on plucking the leaves. It is not going to help. You have to cut the root. Your identities are the roots of your thoughts. If you think you are a sportsman, then now you cannot stop yourself from having thoughts of sports. If you identify yourself as musician, now you cannot stop yourself from having thoughts related to music, sound, composition, singers, concerts. You want to drop all the thoughts related to music, concert, song, composition, singers, but you don't want to drop the identification of yours with the music. You don't want to de-identify yourself with music, but you want to drop all the thoughts related to music. It doesn't happen. Till the time you identify yourself as a musician, you will keep having thoughts about music. Till the time you identify yourself as body, you will keep having thoughts related to the body. Till the time you identify yourself as mind, you will keep having thoughts about the mind, about the desires in the mind, about the objects of desires. You cannot stop yourself from having thoughts once you have an identity connected with that. If you really want to drop the thoughts, if you're really troubled by the chaos your thoughts have created, then stop trying to drop your thoughts. Go deep into yourself and see the identity connected with the thought you want to drop, and then try to drop that identity. Drop that identity and you will see that naturally the thoughts have disappeared. Thoughts will just disappear without any effort. You cannot have a repeating thought in your mind which has no connection with any identity in you. Every time you find that a pattern of thought is coming to your mind over and over, then suddenly start noticing the identity connected, related with that pattern of thought, you'll always find an identity deep within you, connected with the thoughts repeating in your mind. Every time you notice a pattern of thoughts repeating in your mind, trace the identity connected with that. And once you succeed in finding the identity connected with that pattern of thought, now you can start disconnecting yourself from that identity. Now you can step by step try dropping that identity. Till the time you don't drop the identity, you can never drop those patterns of thoughts. All the thoughts have their root in the identities in the mind. Catching the thoughts, go to the root. If you catch the branch and follow downwards, you will reach at the root. Catch that thought and see where it goes, where it comes from, and you will end up at the root. And that root is the identity. And once you find the identity, now you can really drop the thought. We cannot have a repeating thought in our mind without first having an identity of that kind. Dropping the identity is the way. If you drop one identity, you have dropped 1,000,000 thoughts. You have dropped all the possibilities of patterns of those thoughts connected to that identity. You will find that you will not have those kinds of thoughts ever again in future, repeating all the time. You can have random thoughts, but you won't find that they are repeating. It is the repeating thoughts which trouble you. It is the repeating thoughts which entangles you. It is the repeating thoughts which creates heat in your head, which creates stress. All the repeating thoughts have their root in the identities within us. Drop one identity and you are free from entire bundle of thoughts.